I think, in fact, it's just detailing a little bit more. So I restart with the same, but I will go more in detail on each step. Okay? So, the step 1 is using the shim, and after you will do something. So, you see the different steps you have to decide are this. What are you going to use for? What is the episode definition? What are the available data? Which classification you will going? The cost weight estimate, the payment design, and the control system. It is better, as you see, the system is very sensible to the coding. So you must plan from scratch, from the beginning, that you will control the quality of the coding. For if not, people say, oh, they will have fraud. You see, of course. You see, if you study a little bit the question, if you put a wrong diagnosis, but very severe disease, you see, of course, you earn more money, you see. So you have to, that is what mean controls the systems. So, potential use of case mix information. So, we have to decide if is it for research, and as I have understood this morning, research is coming of the past. Maybe you can move future search, maybe. Service planning, hospital budgeting, case payment, and monitoring quality. There is a difference between hospital budgeting and case payment. For, you see, you can use for better manage your hospital, for you have information you don't have before, okay? And it's not necessary that it is paid by this system. You see, it must be very clearly separated, for it is very often confused by people due to the USPPS, okay? Another, the second point, very important, is to define what a lot of people call the episode. There are probably, I don't know, 10 different meanings of the same word. And it's not a question of English, it is the same in any language. The question for the episode, you see some people say, when you go in one hospital department, that is an episode. If you go in several, it is still an episode. If you account for diagnostic pre-admission workup or emergency department pre-admission treatment, and you add that to that, that is an episode. And then if you add post-discharge checkup rehabilitation, it is still an episode. So the word is bad. But you must decide what you are going to study. It's just, I will personally recommend to be simple and to start acute care inpatient, even excluding same day, more than 1 day. Okay? That's my recommendation. Practical. Don't try to complexify things you don't need.
You're basically making a case for admissions rather than episodes. Is that correct?
No, I don't like terminology, you see. So, I don't discuss the word. So many people are using it. I have to use it, you see. No. I am not God to decide that I must use this word and not this word, you see. I just say, be careful. In fact, you define the episode, and you define an episode in India, which is different from what they have defined in Indonesia, in Australia, in France, in Germany, anyway. you say episode India. But you are free, you see. You are free, but you are going to, the question is that you are going to collect data on this, what you have defined. So if it's acute care inpatient more than 1 day, it's clear. If you wish pre-admission, that means that you are able to link the hospital data with the pre-admission data or the post-admission data. You see, that is why I will recommend to start simple, where the data are in the hospital, and you see, after you can move. Okay? So, but this is very, it's essential, you see. And so, alternative bundle episode, you see, and you have a lot of solution, you see. She is proposing that is coming from Terry in Australia, you see. But for instance, in France, we are unable to link the hospital data with the private physician paid on a fee-for-service basis. We cannot do. For legal reason, for political reason, for a lot of reasons, we cannot do the link. And that is why we cannot use person-based case mix. And more or less the same story in States. Okay? So, of course, in Nordic country, they have a unique patient identifier, the date of birth, and so they can link everything. So they are using ACG. Okay, so you see, all this question seems very difficult in theory, but in practice, you have the reality, and if you wish to comply with the reality, you see, it's like that, and not another way. Evaluation of available, I think I have insisted a lot on that, clinical and financial data, clinical coding system. ICD-9, I will not recommend. ICD-9-CM is going to disappear. And so once you have chosen that, what is very important is to plan a training. If in your country you are coding with ICD-10, in this hospital or in this 10 hospital, as proposed, you don't need training, okay? It's just gone. But if you don't code in ICD-10, even if you code with other things, you need training. So that can be, you see, that's why I say in the pilot, the clinical data are so important. It's not just to produce code, you see, to be able to do. And I don't know if you are familiar, you're coding in ICD-10? No. When you have not neither do that, you see, it's a very real nightmare. For, you see, it is a classification. So a classification means that with all this, now it's 12,000 codes, you are able to code any disease, any condition. Okay? That means that in each chapter, you have two very nice categories, which means nothing. That means you have an enumeration of different types of disease, and then at the end you have other specified. They are not on the list, but they are at this place. Okay? And then worse than that, so that in ICD-8 is .8, and then you have .9 unspecified. You see? And you have that 20 to 30% of the code of ICD 10 or 11 are like that. So you see, it's not so easy to code in ICD-10 when you have not been trained. And then there are rules of inclusion. You see, there is three books, two books at least, and then the first book is the list of code with the title, and then the second book is to explain how to use the first one. So that's very important. And rigor and consistency of financial and accounting records. But in that case, you must address hospital, 10 hospitals, taking your example, which already are doing accounting. And very detailed accounting, at least at the department level. And of course, if you find an hospital at the individual level, it's perfect. But of course, but anyway, for a pilot testing, and if you use the cost weight, you just need that. You see, I will recommend, if you wish to start quickly, don't do too much things with the cost. Okay? So, then the principle of for DRG choice, I will be brief on that. There are a lot of criteria, okay? And so the question that if, when you are in this situation, as I say, the first criteria, the most important, which coding system for procedure, okay? So you will go and see in different directions. And then at this level, of course, it will be hard for people who will recommend that they are always the best. So just one thing to do, don't trust anybody. What is probably important is the population size, of course. If, but that's not the case of India. If you have a small population, don't take a grouper with more than 2,000 groups, okay? But if in India you have enough population, so you can take more than 2,000. So, but you see, so most DRG type classification are similar, I was saying the same, and difference driven largely by national procedural coding system. And then the scope, the level of detail, and need, and of course the choice need to be evaluated in the context of the care system of this country, of the, in your case, India. So, evaluation criteria summary, and that's nearly my last slide. So, clinical coherence and relevance, meaning what is the use you are planning, okay? Resource homogeneity, administrative simplicity, don't complexify too much in a pilot. Appropriate episode definition. Personally, I will recommend not to take the same day, you see, for different reasons. And extended episode of care versus acute admission, I will recommend acute admission. And population size, which is important. So then I have already shown that in my previous presentation. So after, you have to select, or before, pilot hospital, and then the total number of cases for at least 6 months to 1 year. You see, the pilot cannot last forever, huh? But at least, yeah, I would say rather 1 year than 6 months. And that was the last slide. Thank you for listening and me having spoken too much. So, question? So I was on time. Less than 1 hour and a half. Okay, 2 presentations, less than 1 hour.
We'll close by 4, so we can keep a discussion for about half an hour.
Half an hour, okay, fine.
So which are the countries which are in the process of pilot currently? Like any country which is doing the DRG pilots in the developing?
In developing country?
Yeah.
The first question, coming from Europe, I have difficulty to know what is a developing country. I will prefer the term less developed.
Any country.
Less developed, okay? For I think, you see, for instance, in China, they say they are the biggest developing country. developing, yes. The first meaning of developing, they are developing very fast. They are not a developing country anymore. They are the second economic power in the world. So you see, so say less developed country. So starting by China, they have doing pilot and they are developing their own grouper, of course. But Indonesia, Malaysia, tests have been done in Mongolia, Kenya, maybe that's all. I think they are trying to do something in Vietnam. And that's probably all for less developed country. But there are things in Uruguay, in Argentina, in South Africa. You see, there are plenty. I don't know where there are less developed. You see, very often this is done by North American, European, and Australian. So if you are not from this part, you are developing, yeah.
Suppose a country which doesn't have a DRG and they move to a complete DRG solution.
Yes, at least Indonesia.
Yeah. How much is the additional administrative resources which is needed to